Listen, there's a specific type of woman who's harder to read than anyone else. She's not cold. She's not disinterested. In fact, she's the complete opposite. She wants you so badly that it actually terrifies her. And because of that deep fear, she's doing everything in her power to hide it, to push you away, to convince both herself and you that she doesn't care at all. But here's the twisted truth. The more intensely she wants you, the meaner she might act. The colder she appears, the more distance she deliberately creates. I know that sounds completely insane. Most guys hear this and immediately think it doesn't make any sense. If she really likes me, why on earth would she push me away? Stay with me here because what I'm about to reveal will completely transform the way you interpret her behavior forever. I'm going to show you exactly how to spot when a woman is actively fighting her feelings, the subtle little behaviors that always give her away, and that one counterintuitive thing she does that 99% of men completely misread and end up walking away from a woman who actually wanted them badly. Because once you truly understand this, you stop second-guessing every little thing. You stop feeling confused and overwhelmed, and you start seeing the real truth hidden behind all those mixed signals. This isn't about playing mind games. This is about understanding female psychology on a level that most men never even get close to reaching. And by the end of this, you'll discover the secret psychological trigger that makes a woman finally stop fighting her feelings and openly admit what she's been holding back all along. But first, we have to talk about why these strong feelings terrify her far more than you probably realize. And fair warning, the real reason she's fighting so hard might make you a little uncomfortable. It's the reason it has absolutely nothing to do with you personally. Picture this scenario. She laughs at literally everything you say, but then suddenly goes quiet for days. She opens up about deep personal things one moment, then the next acts like you're just another random guy in her life. She stares at you intensely when she thinks you're not looking, but avoids all eye contact the second you catch her. You've probably convinced yourself she's just not that into you, that you're reading way too much into it, or that maybe you should just move on and forget about her. Here's what's actually going on inside her head, and yes, it's going to sound crazy at first. She likes you so much that her brain is literally treating you like a threat. Not a physical threat, but a massive emotional one. Why? Because there's a psychological phenomenon that most people have never even heard of. It's called hedonic reversal. And it perfectly explains why the things we want the most in life can also terrify us the most. Think about it like this. Have you ever wanted something so badly that you almost didn't want to actually get it? Because if you finally got it and then lost it, the pain would feel absolutely unbearable. That's exactly what's playing out in her mind right now. The stronger her feelings grow, the stronger her resistance becomes. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Studies in behavioral psychology have shown that when women develop intense feelings quickly, they often unconsciously sabotage the connection. Not because they don't want you, but because their deepest survival instincts kick in. Her brain is running an automatic protection protocol. If I don't let myself fully want him, I can't get hurt. If I keep my distance, I stay safe. If I act like I don't care, maybe these overwhelming feelings will just fade away. But feelings don't work that way. They don't disappear just because you try to ignore them. They grow stronger, they intensify, and eventually they start leaking out in ways she can't completely control. And that's when something truly bizarre starts happening. The signs begin to appear, the tiny cracks in her emotional armor, the fleeting moments where her guard drops just long enough for you to glimpse the truth. But there's one particular sign that's so shocking, most men interpret it as the complete opposite of what it really means. Before we dive deeper, just do one quick thing. Hit the like button right now because what I'm about to reveal in sign number 3 is so counterintuitive you might think I'm making it up. But once you see it in action, you'll never misread a woman's signals again. Let's keep going. Here's the first sign, and it's by far the most overlooked. She's wildly inconsistent with her attention. But there's always a pattern to that inconsistency. One day, she's sending you long paragraphs, laughing at all your jokes, genuinely asking about your day. The next day, radio silence, one-word responses, suddenly busy with everything except you. This isn't her just being flaky or playing games. This is her fighting a fierce internal battle, Every time she allows herself to get close, her fear surges in and forces her to pull back. But here's what you really need to watch for. Time the cycles carefully. Does she pull away every single time you have a truly deep, meaningful conversation? Every time there's a moment that feels too real, too emotionally connected? That's not random coincidence. That's her emotional panic button going off. And here's the part that will absolutely blow your mind. The better the connection feels to her, the harder and faster she'll pull away afterward. If you had an incredible date and she suddenly goes cold for 3 days straight, that's not rejection. That's her completely freaking out about how much she actually enjoyed being with you. But she always comes back, maybe after a day, maybe after a week. But she can't stay away forever because those feelings simply won't let her. Next, pay close attention to her body language when you're together. This is where the raw truth always lives. She fidgets constantly, plays with her hair, crosses and uncrosses her arms. Her body is literally torn between wanting to move closer to you and desperately trying to protect itself. She might stand unusually close to you one moment, then suddenly step back. She might touch your arm while laughing, then immediately create physical distance again. But there's one specific gesture that's an absolute dead giveaway. If she touches her neck or collarbone while talking to you, that's an unconscious signal of deep vulnerability. It's one of the most exposed areas of the body. And when a woman subconsciously touches it around you, she's revealing that she feels emotionally exposed too. Here's another big one. She asks about other women, but notice how she does it casually, carefully disguised as simple curiosity. So, are you seeing anyone right now? What's your type? How was your weekend? Do anything fun? But here's the crucial detail most men completely miss. Watch her face the second you answer. If her expression changes even for half a second when you mention another woman's name, you've got your answer. That tiny micro-expression is pure jealousy she's desperately trying to hide. When a woman who's fighting her feelings asks about your love life, what she's really saying underneath it all is, I care way more than I want to admit. Now here's sign number 3, and I'm warning you in advance. This one sounds completely backwards. She gets meaner the more she likes you. I'm not talking about genuinely abusive behavior. I'm talking about teasing, sarcasm, and playful little insults. This happens because of a psychological defense mechanism called reaction formation. When someone feels something intensely that they don't want to feel, they unconsciously express the exact opposite. She'll tease you relentlessly, make jokes at your expense, act like nothing you do ever impresses her, roll her eyes when you speak, challenge everything you say. But watch what happens when you're genuinely vulnerable with her. When you share something real and meaningful, her entire tone suddenly shifts. The sarcasm disappears. The walls drop for just a moment, and you finally see the softer side she's been hiding. That sudden shift is the real her breaking through. Another major sign is that she remembers absolutely everything about you. The random story you told 3 weeks ago about your childhood dog. The food you said you hate. The personal goal you're working toward. She remembers all of it. When we're strongly attracted to someone, our brain releases dopamine every time we think about them. The dopamine makes those memories stick like glue. She isn't trying to remember those details. Her brain is automatically encoding them because you matter deeply to her. And here's another sign that's incredibly specific. She's noticeably nervous around you in a way she isn't with anyone else. You've seen her relaxed and confident around friends. But with you, there's this electric tension in the air. She touches her face more, adjusts her clothes, fidgets constantly. That's not discomfort. That's attraction she's trying to control. And if she mirrors your body language subconsciously, leaning in when you lean in but then catching herself and pulling back, that's her subconscious mind betraying her conscious resistance. Her body wants to be close to you. Her mind is still fighting it. Now here's where most men completely mess everything up. They either push too hard for answers or they give up entirely and walk away. Both approaches are mistakes. If you pressure her for clarity, demand to know what she feels, or confess your feelings hoping she'll reciprocate, you'll trigger her defense mechanisms even harder. You can't force her to surrender to those feelings. But you also can't just disappear and hope she figures it out. So what should you do instead? Be consistently steady when she's inconsistent. Don't match her hot and cold energy. Don't chase when she pulls away. Stay calm, stay grounded. Show through your actions that you're not desperate and you're not going anywhere either. Just solid, steady, and emotionally stable. This creates psychological safety. But there's another important piece most men miss. Give her genuine space to breathe, then reappear with value. Don't bombard her with messages demanding answers. But don't go completely silent either. Reappear with something meaningful. A funny story, an interesting idea. Something small that reminds her of the positive energy you bring into her life. Over time, this creates a powerful pattern in her mind. When he's around, life feels better. When he's gone, I actually miss that feeling. Also, be vulnerable first, but strategically. Share something real about yourself, a meaningful goal, a challenge you're working through, not insecurity, but depth. When she sees vulnerability expressed with strength, she'll feel safe enough to open up too. And finally, live your life fully, whether she's in it or not. When she sees that you're not waiting around for her to decide, when she watches you growing, building your life and moving forward confidently, something powerful shifts in her mind. The fear of losing you becomes stronger than the fear of emotional closeness. And that's the exact moment she stops fighting her feelings. Because the moment she realizes you might actually move on, her brain activates a powerful psychological force called loss aversion. Humans fear losing something far more than they desire gaining something new. As long as she believes you'll always be there waiting, she can keep fighting those feelings forever. But the moment she senses you might actually move forward with your life, everything changes. That's when she finally stops fighting what she's felt all along.